This is a video about the meaning of the exponent 3. We already know about the exponent 2. For example, in the expression 7 raised to the power 2, the number written large in front is called the base. 7 is the base. The number written small and high is called an exponent or a power. 2 is the exponent or power. The exponent tells us what to do with the base. The exponent 2 means to take 2 copies of the base and multiply them together. So 7 to the power 2 equals 7 times 7 equals 49. The exponent 3 works a lot like the exponent 2. Consider this expression. 4 is the base. It is the number written large and in front. 3 is the exponent or power. It is the number written small and high. The exponent tells us what to do with the base, just as it did for exponent 2. The exponent 3 means to take 3 copies of the base and multiply them together. So 4 to the third power equals 4 times 4 times 4. You can see there are 3 copies of the base 4 multiplied. Then do the multiplying. 4 to the third power equals 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, so then we multiply that by the third 4 and get 64. So in the end, 4 to the third power equals 64. Did you notice the difference between the meaning of exponent 2 and exponent 3? The exponent tells how many copies of the base to multiply together. For exponent 2, 2 copies are multiplied. For exponent 3, 3 copies are multiplied. Now let's compare 4 to the second power and 4 to the third power. 4 to the second power has exponent 2, so 4 to the second power equals 4 times 4 equals 16. Notice there are 2 copies of the base 4 multiplied. 4 to the third power has exponent 3, so 4 to the third power equals 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Notice there are 3 copies of the base 4 multiplied. There are a lot of ways to read this expression with base 4 and exponent 3. We can read this expression as 4 raised to the power 3, or 4 to the power 3, or 4 raised to the 3, or 4 raised to the third power, or simply 4 to the third. And one more way we can read this is 4 cubed. When an exponent is 3, it is often called cubed. It is only when the exponent is 3 that we say the base is cubed. Let's do an example with a different base. 10 to the power 3. How would that be written in symbols? This is written as a 10 written normal size and 3 written small and high beside it. The base is 10 and the exponent is 3. What does 10 to the power 3 mean? It means to take the base 10 and multiply it by itself 3 times. Or you could say take 3 copies of 10 and multiply them together. So 10 to the third power equals 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100, so this equals 100 times another 10, and that gives us 1,000. So it ends up 10 to the third power equals 1,000. Remember this about exponential expressions. For example, 4 to the power 3. 4 to the power 3 does not mean the 4 gets multiplied by 3. If we want 4 multiplied by 3, we write 4 times 3 or 4 times 3. Either multiplication sign can be used. The 4 and 3 are written the same size, and there is a multiplication sign. 4 times 3 equals 12. That has nothing to do with exponents. In 4 to the power 3, the 3 is written small and high, so it is an exponent. The exponent 3 is a symbol, meaning to take 3 copies of the base 4 and multiply the 4's together. 4 to the power 3 equals 4 times 4 times 4. The first 4 times 4 is 16, multiply by the third 4, and we get 64. An exponent tells us how many copies of the base get multiplied together. The exponent is not being multiplied by anything. The exponent just tells us how many copies of the base to multiply. Here's another example. 7 raised to the power 3, or 7 cubed. The base is 7 and the exponent is 3. The exponent 3 tells us to take 3 copies of the base and multiply them together. 7 to the third power equals 7 times 7 times 7. We know 7 times 7 equals 49, and then calculate 49 times the third 7, you get 343. So in the end, 7 to the power 3 equals 7 times 7 times 7, which is 49 times 7, which is 343. In this video, you've learned the meaning of the exponent 3.